Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Seed Talk with Lisa and Layne. Hey Layne.
Hello, we're gonna get a little spicy this week.
Ooh, that gives me a hint. I bet I know which one we're talking about this week. I
hmm
think that the fall crops, Layne, are one of the most overlooked. People don't, they're afterthoughts, they don't think about them. And I can attest that if you're a grower, if you're a flower farmer, you will be greatly rewarded for thinking about this in midsummer and getting some seed started or at the appropriate time. And so I'm loving this series.
I am too. So, welcome back, everyone, to another installment of our Fall Flower Spotlight series, where we're featuring a different warm season plant every week that we love planting out for fall harvest. And this week, we have not a flower, not a foliage, but a pepper. We're talking about rooster peppers, Lisa. Could you describe what rooster peppers are and why they are such a favorite fall crop for you?
Sure. So peppers have always been a potentially great cut flower crop. I grew many years ago. I can remember I bought every ornamental pepper seed. And pepper seeds typically are kind of pricey, all those new
Yes.
hybrids, the little black pearls, and I grew all of them, and they all kind of had the same issue. The fruit was all up and down the stems. They were just weren't very useful. And then I came into the possession of rooster peppers, which I got those at a cut flower association, especially cut flower growers conference, always has a silent auction to benefit the research projects. And Kathy Jones of Periwinkle Farm in North Carolina had rescued these pepper seeds from a guy that was a farmer whose grandma had actually selected them. And he said, I think I need to give these to you. You're a cut flower farmer. And so Kathy then offered them up, and I bought some at the silent auction. And friends, I'm here to tell you, they're perfect as a cut flower crop. The fruit happens on the top of tall stems. They branch like crazy. You can pinch them, and they branch whether you pinch them or not. But if you pinch them, it prevents that first stem from being so overdone. Um, and we use them from July right up until now. So we don't succession plant them. I start them usually, I think we start them at the end of the first succession. They're like one of the last ones because they need a long season to grow. But we start using them green in fresh bouquets or fresh stems to bunch for supermarkets or florists. I'm telling you, it is one of the most high demand, high dollar crops that we've ever grown. And it's pretty dadgum easy to grow also. And so we use them and it's basically a chili pepper. So they are hot as fire. Yes, you can eat them. But why waste them on eating, right?
Yeah.
They're so pretty. So in the summer, we start using them green. And then this time of the year, as the image that you have up on the screen, Layne, they turn that beautiful red and they are amazing for making crafts. I have been making the last few years rooster pepper wreaths on
Yes.
grapevine wreath forms, and they are in demand. I've been requested by every member in my family this year for a rooster pepper wreath. They last a long time. They are really pretty. They're organic looking. You know what I mean? There's just everything about them. So I just love the heck out of them. We had the seed custom grown, and so we could have quantities, and the seed is available. And there's nothing, they're kind of pest free. And they strip so easy because all the fruit rises above. So flower farmers, I mean, it takes me no longer to strip a rooster pepper than it does to strip a stem of zinnias or sunflowers, literally. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I love them.
I do too. And they're just these slender 2 to 3 inch long peppers that, like Lisa mentioned, they start off green, they ripen to red. You can use them at any point along that scale, or they can even be dried. Can you describe when you would harvest if you were going to dry them and what they end up looking like?
Sure. So we're at that stage now. They're probably two-thirds of the peppers are red for me this time of the year. And I like to wait until they're all pretty much red. Um, and the other thing is I like to actually cut them when they're dry, like how we've had this rain. So this means we're gonna at least probably be another week before we can cut them. That's just another step if you have to dry them, and they never dry as well indoors as they do drying out in the garden on the actual plant. So when I'm making wreaths, and I know that's what I'm going to do, I literally, because we have probably a 40-foot double row of these right now, is I take my little scooter roller out there and sit down with a box and rubber bands and cut, just a 3 or 4 inch little stem and cut all the tips off and rubber band, not many, because when you're thinking about making wreaths, you just want to have a nice little bunch, and rubber banding them together if needed. Some bunches are big enough that you can individually apply them to a wreath, and then just throw them in the box to get them inside, and then we hang them upside down. You hang them so that none of them droop, with being out of water. And it's really an easy process. And so I have this wreath right here that I will show you. This is the wreath I made last year. So it was red last year, and you can see that it colors, these are completely dry. And, this one has either been on my front door, which is on an outdoor storm door, but it's on a very covered porch, so it does not get wet. Or it's been hanging here in the building because we use it for demonstrations. And it's on a grapevine wreath, and we use our wonderful flexi tie, which is a brown, stretchy product that we actually get it in from England that just makes wrapping these, and it just blends right in. You can't even really see it. And it holds a knot, y'all. It's the ending of all the stuff you use to make these. But the rooster pepper, I mean, there's just not enough things that we could say about it. And people that like to cook with hot stuff, you can have a little tuft of them in a little basket or something in your kitchen. They look cool and you can use them. But yeah, rooster peppers are that crop that Kathy Jones, who is, I mean, she's like a 40-year seasoned flower farmer, said, I mean, her fall, she calls them cash cows. She said that she can sell as many wreaths as she can physically make in the fall. And that's just so awesome, I mean, it's just a crop that you can call it an added value when you make something out of a product, out of a crop. And it's really, I love them to pieces.
I love them so much. And as much as I love them fresh, I would say the wreaths are my favorite application of these rooster peppers. And I just love that it's a natural decoration. It's something you could choose to get rid of, you could dispose of. It's not something that's plastic, it's something that you made, and it has just a beautiful natural red color, and it sort of darkens as it ages.
And it fits in even with Christmas being
It
red,
does.
so it's just really useful.
And I remember at the company Christmas party last year, Lisa, you made one of those wreaths at the gift swap, and that was the in-demand item. Everyone wanted it in their house for the holidays.
Yeah, yeah. So I just think that's reason enough. And I often get asked, how many plants did it take to make this wreath? And I don't know exactly, but I will say that last year I grew two 16-foot rows, so single rows, so 32 feet, we'll say, of rooster peppers. And I would say that this is less than a quarter of those peppers. So I mean, each plant would probably produce 5 to 10 stems. So I think that it's just so fun to do.
All right, well, that's it for this rooster pepper episode. And join us again next week for our final installment of our Fall Flower Spotlight series. And thank you so much for joining us again. And please be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you're watching or listening.
And so, friends, remember that over at thegardenersworkshop.com, that's where you'll find kind of anything you need on your cut flower journey. We have it for you. Until we meet again, friends. Ciao.
Bye.